Dobo done. Divine Pisces 222. Sorry it's so late today, guys. I'm actually off today, and this morning I was working on a new Oracle deck. Actually, it's basically a volume 2 for the one that I already have out, Confessions from Your Divine Counterpart. Okay, so I created a volume 2, and I will no longer be selling these on makeplayingcards.com. I've never gotten paid from them, to be quite honest, and so basically I've been selling them for them to make money, and I haven't gotten any money. So they are now for sale on my website, both volume 1 and volume 2, and actually if you get both volumes together you will get a discount. And what I'll do is once I get an order, I will actually purchase them through the printer and then send you the tracking information. So yay, that's super fun. So let's go ahead and get this reading started here. So we're kind of back to this, guys. We're kind of back to this. We're needing to trust the plan. I feel like a lot of people right now are really having trouble with this. And I understand it's very difficult sometimes, especially when you are used to controlling everything, when you are used to wanting to control the things around you and getting specific results from that control, and then you realize that you can't actually control everything around you. The only thing you can control is yourself, right? So that's where trust comes in. That's where surrender comes in, right? So I do feel this is still something that some of you need to do, to release and to trust, okay? Because I feel like a lot of people are having issues with that. Okay. Also, I do feel also some of you are kind of feeling, for some reason, it's like you're feeling lack. You feel like something is missing. Okay, so it's just a reminder that there is nothing missing. You have everything you need within yourself. Okay? Even while in separation, your twin is still with you. Just remember that, okay? Because your twin is you. Alright, you have everything that you need within yourself to achieve whatever it is you want. Okay? There are a lot of shifts happening right now. Okay? A lot of doors opening, a lot of doors closing, a lot of cycles ending. I feel a shift in the energies just in general happening right now. A lot of shifting of, and it sounds weird, like shifting of timelines, basically kind of jumping ship off of one timeline and moving on to another, right? Because, we can kind of control our timeline, right? We can control our timeline. Does that make sense? So I feel a shift happening with that. I also specifically feel a lot of shifts happening with karmic situations right now, guys. Karmic situation, 3D situation, whatever you want to call it. Okay? There's a lot of things coming to light here with these situations. I do feel a lot of deceit coming through, a lot of illusions being shattered, that sort of thing. Okay? And so Divine Feminine specifically right now is being reminded to keep yourself grounded through all of these shifts. Okay, keep working on your abundance. Keep gaining that wisdom, right? Especially those of you going through ascension. Okay? It's very, very important that you keep yourself grounded during that, okay? Because some ascensions can be very, very difficult to deal with. It's like a lot of times you're like walking through a dream, like things don't seem real. Sometimes it's hard to focus like on the 3D stuff, like paying bills, things like that. So just make sure you're keeping yourself grounded, okay? I find this interesting here. It's like initiation by fire, and it's a 2/2. It's funny, but it's like basically Source has this connection here is being divinely protected. It's being divinely guided. Okay? Yeah. And all of us are connected. We're all connected here. Okay? It's not just you with your twin. We are all connected. That's why a lot of us, I've noticed that a lot of times you know, certain people will parallel my life and I parallel their life. Like we're living in parallel for a while. It's really, really interesting when that happens, you know. But just keep in mind, we are all connected. And to remember that you're connected to your twin no matter what happens in the 3D. Alright, let's take a look at Divine Masculine. Yeah. Well, Divine Masculine recognizing the toxicity around him right now. That's part of this paradigm shift that's happening. This shift just in general that's happening here. A lot of Divine Masculines are coming to terms with the things that they've done, and they're coming to terms with their karma. Facing their karma, facing their demons, so to speak. A lot of them are having a hard time coming to terms with the things that they've done, honestly. A lot of them feel like forgiveness just isn't enough. But the thing is, Divine Masculine, you have to remember you must forgive yourself first before you can ask for forgiveness from someone else. Okay. I feel obsession coming in here. Sex addiction, just addiction in general coming in here. Codependency for sure. And a lot of them are actually recognizing their codependency, whether that is an addiction, whether that is a relationship, family, whatever. They're recognizing the codependency, and that's another reason that they're in anguish right now. They realize they've been in codependency for a very, very long time. They've been giving away their power. Some of them are still in situations that are abusive. Mentally, emotionally, possibly physically, whatever. But a lot of them are beating themselves up here, too. Okay? So there's a lot of inner conflict, a lot of inner turmoil, but there is external conflict, too. That's not helping the situation. It's contributing to a lot of these things here. Okay? Yeah. Yeah. I can't face myself. I can't face the things I've done. I can't seem to get out of this. It just keeps going round and round and round in circles. I don't want to be here anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. Right? I feel like the world's against me. Everybody hates me. I hate myself most of the time. I don't know how to fix this. I don't know how to change it. I can't seem to make the world go away. Right. I'm losing sleep because of it. I'm having horrible dreams. I'm having nightmares. I feel trapped. I can't seem to get out of this. And nothing I do helps. Nothing I do fixes it. Yeah, Divine Masculines, because the tower cannot stand. The tower cannot stand. Stop rebuilding that tower, dude. It's not gonna stand. Okay. So yeah, Divine Masculine really in his fifis right now. Okay. And a lot of them are trying to suppress it and they can't. Thus, this. Okay. It's manifesting as anxiety. It's manifesting as fear. A lot of them are not sleeping, or they're getting very little sleep. Okay. A lot of them do want to come forward and apologize. They want to come forward and explain. Okay. But they don't know how to do it. They're fearing rejection. They're fearing that they're fearing basically judgment. Okay. This is what they're fearing. Okay. So if they come forward with this, they're going to get this. And some of them are afraid that they're going to get their karma from you, Divine Feminine. Okay? A lot of them really are fearing that. It's like they're facing themselves, right? It's hard to face yourself sometimes. Okay, knowing the things that you've done. And some of them honestly are in victim mode. Some of them are, it's like they're making excuses for the things that they have done to others instead of taking responsibility. Okay. Yeah, a lot of them really are afraid. It's like Divine Feminine's going to serve them some karma, going to serve them some justice. But in reality, you know, this is happening regardless. Okay? And a lot of them are just don't know how to deal with it. They don't. They don't. So a lot of them, what they're doing, it's like they're beating themselves up, yes, but they're trying to turn the situation around. Some of in their karmic situations, 3D situations, whatever. They're again in this mode of I've got to do the right thing. I've got to change. I've got to make this work. There's too much at stake. I can't deal. Okay? And so what's happening, it's like they're pushing away the intuition. Okay, because of this. There's so much conflict here. It's like the ego is stepping in really, really and trying to get them to push away the intuition. Because the ego is coming in and saying, no, you can't leave this situation. You have so much at stake. There's so much here you've built. There's so much that you've done. You know, a lot of them are concerned about money. Okay? And about family. And about what people think of them. Okay, so there's still a lot of ego coming in here, okay? And so, Divine Feminine, you're being guided at this time to push forward regardless. Okay? Let Divine Masculine face his karma. Let Divine Masculine face his demons. It's about time. Okay? Now, am I saying you should not send healing? Absolutely not. You can still send healing, send love, you know. But I've said this before and I'll say it again. You can't do it for them. You can't. Okay? Alright, so Divine Feminine. Yeah, so Divine Feminine also kind of in this state still of limbo. Not really quite sure what to do. Now, some of you are debating what to do about your connection. Some of you are debating whether or not to walk away. Some of you are trying to figure out. Some of you have some of you have someone else waiting in the wings. Some of you have someone else who is wanting to pursue you. Okay? And so that's where some of this indecision's kind of coming in. It's kind of like, do I release this? Okay? Do I move forward? And, you know, realistically, it's up to you. I mean, the thing is you got to be really careful with that, okay? Because you have to make sure you're doing it for the right reasons. I know there are some of you out there, and I've seen the comments, you know, who are like, well, my Divine Masculine's not moving, so I'm just going to go out and date. I'm just going to go out and find somebody. And, you know, going out and having fun is one thing, but you also have to keep in mind that other person. Okay, is this other person a placeholder? Are you going to drop them like a hot potato when your Divine Masculine shows up? Because that's pretty crappy. I'm just saying. Like, that right there, you're kind of setting yourself up for a karma, for karma to come back at you. Okay? So make sure it's for the right reasons. Make sure it's because you're doing it because, you know what? You know, I'm moving on. I legit want to find somebody who is going to reciprocate. Okay? So make sure it's for the right reasons, Divine Feminine. Now, I feel like a lot of you are kind of in limbo about this. You're trying to discern whether this is the right thing to do or not. Some of you don't need to be with anyone. Some of you just need to be by yourself. Okay? And that could be what the universe is trying to show you. that you need to be victorious on your own, and that you can be victorious on your own, and that you're being guided to do that, that you need to be by yourself. You need to do some soul searching. If you're the kind of person who goes from relationship to relationship to relationship and you've never actually been on your own, it's time. It's time to do that. Okay? So, you know, go wherever the universe is taking you. If the universe is taking you towards a soulmate, if a soulmate is manifesting in, and your intuition is telling you to take a leap, you may find happiness with that soulmate. That may be it. That may be it for you. Right? Don't sit there and wait. Okay? Don't. But just remember to do it for the right reasons. Okay? Yeah. Some of you, some of you are still holding yourself back from victory because of the connection and because of what's going on in the connection or what's not going on in the connection. It's like you're literally holding yourself back because the connection isn't moving. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay? Because what are you doing here? It's what I've been talking about. You're not living your authentic self. If you're holding yourself back because of what someone else is doing, even your twin, you are sabotaging yourself. You are sabotaging your happiness for the sake of the connection. No. No. No, Divine Feminine. No. Bad. No, you no do that, right? Go find your happiness. Go find your peace. Go find your abundance. Okay? Some of you, this is highlighting inner child stuff too that's coming up right now, and that's perfectly fine. Getting a lot of abandonment issues coming up right now, a lot of fear being highlighted with the red here. Okay? Some of you are also recognizing some codependent cycles within your connection. Within your connection. Okay? And thus this decision that's coming in. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? How do I bring balance to the situation? How do I find happiness within myself? Okay? That's the age-old question right there. How do I find happiness within myself? Even harder is when you're feeling the negative energies, you're feeling the darkness, you're feeling the sadness from your twin, trying to balance that out within yourself and to find your own happiness regardless. It's very difficult. Yes, it is. I'm not going to lie to you. It's very hard to do that. Okay? Especially when you're not sure if what you're feeling is you or your twin. Right? So, Divine Feminine, how are you being deceptive with yourself? Ask yourself this question. Ask your spirit team to guide you here. Trust your intuition. How are you being deceptive with yourself? What lies are you telling yourself, Divine Feminine? Let's get some messages from the counterparts. Oh my, here's that. Talkative today. Woo, skipped. Okay, let's get some messages and advice from Source. Speaking of being tired, my eye is twitching. Ugh. Alright. Yeah, guys. I mean, fate's got you. Okay? Trust it. Let it take you where it's supposed to take you. Okay? And a lot of you, your fate is not 3D union. And I know that's going to trigger some people, but it is what it is, okay? So just take it where it's leading you, guys. You know, you may need to take a step back. Yes, you may need to disconnect. Well, you can't fully disconnect. No, you cannot. But it may be time. It may be time to step away. Okay? And yeah, some of you guys have a soulmate who's been there for a while. Okay? And maybe you're just recognizing them. Maybe they're just starting to show up. Okay? Don't feel guilty. Don't feel guilty for that. Don't feel guilty for that, okay? Just may be time for you to really take a step back from your connection. Okay? Alright? It may do you good. It'll help bring clarity, right? Because right now, you and your counterpart are just on different pages. You just are. Okay? A lot of divine feminines are just further along in their healing. There are some divine masculines who are further along in their healing, okay? I know it goes both ways. There are no rules. It's not always divine feminine who wakes up first. Okay? So keep that in mind. Alright? And don't dismiss the red flags. This is very, very important. I think a lot of us, you know, and I've been guilty of this, a lot of us make excuses. We make excuses for our counterpart. Okay? You're still gonna love somebody, you know. You still love somebody. But you don't have to put up with abuse. You don't have to put up with being treated like crap. You don't have to put up with that. You can love somebody and still set boundaries. Okay? You can love somebody from a distance. You can step away from someone and still love them. Okay? So don't feel guilty for putting up boundaries. Don't feel guilty for saying enough is enough. Sometimes you just have to do what you've got to do. Okay? Alright guys, well thank you so much for joining me. If this has resonated, please like, share, subscribe, and I guess I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.